जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Well, KKR got their best power play, by a country mile actually, hit 12 sixes. There was a lot of big hits there and has reached that magical mark of 200. Excuse me, after being put into bat by RCB. RCB won the toss and Chinnaswamy. It was good. We'll see the innings progression and you'll see it's been kind of stop and start. But in the end, it doesn't matter because 20 overs, 200. And I think the Knight Riders will take that. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Michael Vaughan and Joy Bhattacharjya. They'll take the 200 with both arms wide open. Interesting.
They'll take the 200. And I think there are a few encouraging signs out there. The ball's doing just a little bit. And if you look at that batting card, consistency all the way up, the only questions you have to ask is, I think Jagdishan and Venkatesh Iyer, they'll be looking at it and saying they chewed up way too many balls. But Nitish Rana on the accelerator, Rinku Singh on the accelerator, and of course David Wiese, what a finish.
Yeah, David Wiese comes in. He's been on the bench for a long time, comes in, plays 3 balls, hits 2 sixes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's been on the bench that long. His hair's really grown. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. He's a powerful player.
Yeah.
You know, and to think that you sat on the bench, you've not had a great amount of opportunities, and you stroll out there, bosh one into the stands. He then tries to play a ramp. I'd like to have seen him just whack that over mid-wicket, and then that last ball. No idea why Harsha put pace on the ball for that last ball, because all the slow balls have been working really well. 200 is always a hard chase, but they're up against obviously the best batting lineup in the top 4 in the tournament. But I was impressed. Jason Roy started that. You know, in that first 6, he came out. He was in fine form. You know, he just, as he always does, he knows his role in the power play, and he generally would like to go on beyond the power play. But his role specifically in the power, hit boundaries.
Yeah.
Cause chaos. Kamikaze, if that's the word.
Yep.
Cause some chaos.
He did it.
With your kamikaze, and if you can keep, even if he goes beyond the power play, he knows his role in white ball cricket is to just keep striking the ball.
Yeah, and he did that so well today. And I don't understand. I mean, is he not a domestic player? He's a Roy playing for Calcutta. He's not? No, he's not. All right. But yeah, today he played like a domestic player, like he knew these conditions really well, like he knew the bowlers really well. He just kept going from ball 1. But on the other side, you got Jagdishan. He got really stuck, didn't he?
He got really stuck. Hit a couple of nice looking cover drives. But see, Jagdishan is even when Jagdishan has scored heavily in fight ball cricket as well, but he's an accumulator. He's not a hitter of the ball.
I'll tell you how he was accumulating today. There was a time when both of them had played 20 balls each. Roy was on 48 and Jagdishan was on 18.
Yeah.
That's a big delta. I mean, it's great. It's an opening partnership. It's great.
That's not the way to play. You know, he looks quite a pure play. He looks like he plays nice strokes. But even the cover drives are a shot for the longer format.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see Jason Roy don't play many cover drives. He just boshes it. You know, you need players who are going to go out there in the first 6 who aren't thinking technique. They're thinking, right, how am I going to get the ball to the boundary? Yeah. Get your leg out of the way, squirt it over wherever. Just kind of manoeuvre the ball into the gap. He almost plays too purely. You know, you don't need that style of player at the top of the order.
Good point.
55 balls, 58 runs between Jagdishan and Venkatesh Iyer.
And then you add Nitish Rana and Jason Roy. You add the 2 of them. Come on, let's go. Mental math. Under pressure.
104 of 50 balls. Strike rate of over 200.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. It's been stop and start with Knight Riders today.
You do have ebbs and flows in innings, and you do have players that strike it better than others.
Look at that.
It's more. I'd be worried about Jason's partner's approach.
Yeah.
And I hate to put the curse onto the next game, but I'd be amazed if that opening partnership is the same again for the next game.
Oopsie daisies. But there you go. You look at 7 to 10 and you think, they got 22 maybe because they lost 2 wickets. Those 2 wickets both went in the 10th. So that's an area of concern for them. They were steady 11 to 15, going at 8.5 and over, but they were really good at the back end. And that's on the back of Wiese's 2 sixes, Rinku Singh, Rinku Jia doing what he does, Nitish Rana, who hit a few sixes. They were good. They like that. Right? They like that. They'll say more of the power play, more of the back 5, maybe just a little more acceleration in the middle.
I think they need to do that. I really think Rinku is batting way too low. I think Rinku's batting way too low. You have to get him up in the order, further up in the order, especially now when you realize that your bowling, other than your spin, is not great.
Yeah.
So you need runs on the board. You know, you're a bit like Mumbai right now. If your spinners don't get going, your fast bowlers are doing nothing for you.
Yeah.
You need runs on the board. Nitish has to bat at 3 perhaps, maybe. Of course, Venkatesh Iyer had a bad day. He has been hitting the ball.
Why don't they all just go up one?
Sorry?
I think it's to open the batting.
Yeah, I'd say
Go up there
Venkatesh
with
Iyer opened the
Jason.
ball.
Venky's done really well opening the batting.
And
Could
get
do.
Nitish in at 3. Get Rinku Singh at 3 or 4. Get Nitish at 3, Rinku at 4. Because they're the informed batsmen. At this point in time, you've got to maximize it. Because your chances are only if you convert these opportunities.
Yeah, and there was some great hitting, especially Rinku. You just couldn't bowl. Siraj's wide Yorker right now when he's on song is not easy to hit, and he dispatched 2 of them. But there you go. Despite going for those runs for Rinku, Siraj still ended with 4 overs for 33, so he's ended below the 10 that everybody else has gone for. But of course, Shahbaz bowling that last over of the power play. I mean, Jason Roy took him to the cleaners, then brought him back, folded him, and put him in the closet.
Yeah, they're lucky they had 6 bowlers. I mean, if you look at it, the spinner going for that much, and that's what Shahbaz this year has just not turned the ball, and he's not pitched the ball in the right places. And what Jason does is he puts the bowler under so much pressure because he's not the kind who's going to hit a 6 and then knock it for a single.
Yeah.
He'll hit a 6, he'll go again for a 6, he'll go again for a 6. He's just relentless.
Yeah.
And that's his job for the England, for wherever he does it. So he does that very well.
I just want to have a chat with Michael Vaughan on behalf of all the RCB fans. They were interesting to know why you jinxed their fielding, because you kept saying they're fielding
They were
so
poor
well.
tonight.
I think it was like a butterball or something. It just kept popping out of their hands.
Yeah, they just they weren't good. I actually didn't think they looked good in the outfield either. They just had one of those nights. The catches were going down.
Yeah, and there's a few which could have been catches. You just in Chinnaswamy you can't be 3 yards in.
No, absolutely.
From the boundary.
Yeah, so again, you know the dimensions. You know you start almost right on the foam rollers, but don't go right into run back, because it's not such a big outfield that you're worried about the twos. Yes, if it goes 20 yards to your left or your right, they'll get 2 anyway. But if it goes within 4 or 5 yards to you, you're going to stop the 2.
Yeah.
So it's about making sure, and you know the ball's travelling. You know the teams are generally trying to hit 6s. So yeah, a little bit of I call it in-game management.
Yeah.
And that's down to the individuals on the field. They should know better to know where they should be standing to take those catches pretty much head height on the boundary.
Siraj and Harshal both will not want to see those replays. They just literally just came in and popped out. They're not going to want to see those replays. One of them turned out to be pretty expensive. The Nitish Rana drop
absolutely.
turned out to be very expensive, because what is he finished with?
49 of 21?
49.
No,
48 of 21. He's
48.
finished at that, and he was, I think, 5.
1. He was in 1 when
No,
he first...
5, I think. He was at
He was
5.
in 1 or many...
Single digits, irrespective. Single digits. And he's really made them pay. So that's been an expensive drop.
Really expensive drop. And I think that's the point, that these are easy opportunities. And apparently it was both times it was Nitish Rana. So Nitish has been dropped twice in this innings.
Yeah? Oh, no, I thought it was Venky once.
That's
thought
what
the
I
first
also
one
thought
was
it was
Rana.
Venky once.
The second was Venkatesh.
Yeah.
No? Or then was Rana dropped twice? There's so many drops that we've dropped them. And
It was a left-hander.
Yeah, it was a left-hander. Well played, Michael. But yes, the fielding definitely has given a lot away today. But if you look at it, and RCB, I mean, KKR fans will be happy they've got to 200. RCB will look at it and say, this is Chinnaswamy. Our batters are in form. It's 200. It's gettable.
Yeah, but you look at the best figures for RCB, it was Hasaranga. Hasaranga, about 3 games ago, I didn't think he had that kind of buzz in his action. I thought he was just kind of running up bowling without any fizz. I think he's back. You know, his figures, what were they, 2 for 24 off his 4.
Yeah.
So there's just a little bit there for the spinner. When you look at Suraj, you look at Chakravarti, they should get some action out of this surface. There was certainly a little bit of spin there. He bowled beautifully. I thought he bowled with great pace, and he got that dip.
Yeah.
You know, when he's bowling relay, he gets that dip. He's back.
Come on,
Good
where's
to
our
see.
Hasaranga tribute? He did well. Come on, everybody. There you go. Come on, Joy. Yeah, there you go.
Couldn't do it. Didn't get the memo.
That's it. But you're talking about Chakravarti, you're talking about Suyash, but the guy who has them under a spell, by them I mean KGF, is Sunil Narayan. Let's see his record against these boys. Yeah, he's not done well this season, but otherwise he likes bowling to these guys. But will they have the confidence to bring him in the power play, the Knight Riders?
Look, I think they'll go, because you're playing with 200. You're going to just throw something at them and see what happens to them.
Yeah.
And they also know one thing. They know that the top 3 are the key, and specifically Maxwell is a key. Just look at those wickets, 25, he's not in form this season. He's not getting that bite. He's not. Last year he was looking good, but if you look at the career stats, it's going to be much, much better because he's an absolutely fantastic bowler otherwise. I mean, this is not the Sunil Narayan that we know. And it's certainly not even the Sunil Narayan of last year. He had a superb recovery last year.
Yeah.
But Joy, we talked about Glenn Maxwell pre-show about the love of the RCB, of making sure that his mentality is fine. I just wonder if this new KKR team are under a bit of discipline in their practice, will it suit someone like Sunil Narayan?
Yeah.
Well, the discipline and the kind of the new rules, and there are apparently quite a few new rules. I don't know if it's going to work for someone like Sunil Narayan, who's been there, done it. He's played for years. He's a very chilled out character. He wants to go and practice for 10 months, and then he wants to disappear.
Yeah.
Probably wants to go back to his room, and you should be allowing that. That's absolutely fine. I just wonder whether he's not being managed as he could be. And
especially it's every player has to be managed like that. But some of your top players and some of your gems and some of those that have been there for a while, I think good IPL teams are the ones who kind of know that you can't have one size fits all kind of rules, right?
You can't, and that's also fairness, understanding. Because see, a 38-year-old body is very different from a 24-year-old body.
Yeah.
So if you're 36 years old and you're creaking and you're playing leagues around the world, you haven't had much rest. You don't want to practice too much. You know your game. You don't need to do very much. You know exactly how much you need to do. 23, 24-year-old, you're saying, spend time. Suppose you're a 24-year-old domestic player, spend time here in the nets, learn from all these international greats out there. I can understand that. You can't do that with senior players. And I think that's one thing, I know Brendan did when in his time at KKR, just called the senior players and says, okay, where's your body at? Where are you at?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? How are you looking at this season? How do you want to take it forward?
Yeah, I think that's what we hear from a lot of the teams. A lot of the teams that are winning you'll always hear these little murmurs that everybody's kind of just being managed a little differently, but what is good for them. Can Bangalore manage this chase? Can Knight Riders defend it and get the 2 points and still stay in the mix? Still stay in the mix, can they?
Yeah.
Which side? Advantage?
I still prefer runs on the board. I think 200 is a lot of runs, but if there was ever a batting lineup to chase this total in the form that they're in, you'd say that RCB are the team to chase this down.
Yeah. What do you think, advantage?
I think advantage Kolkata just because of the way of how much assistance Hasaranga got. This is not...
Maxwell's going to be the key, isn't he?
Maxwell's the key.
Maxwell can destroy any spinners on a spinning wicket, on a pitch that doesn't spin. It's irrelevant, really, what's happening, because he's got the game to be able to destroy any spin attack. So I would say that Maxwell's going to hold the key to this chase.
The key, of course, is the fact that they need to get 2 of the big 3, right? One happens, if you get 2 out of the big 3, then getting 200 becomes tough because if you see the Bangalore batting, right, you've got the likes of Lomror, Suyash Prabhu Desai, you've got, come on. Yeah. Give me the team. I haven't learned it. Shabazz, that's right. DK's not got too many runs, not got too many chances as well. It's not played too much.
David Willey can bat.
That's right. David Willey. Harshal can bat. He's batted domestic. He's open domestic, actually.
In fact, they batted him once they're 3.
Yeah, if it goes... I'm just saying, if it goes all the way down there, then they're in trouble anyway, right? If it goes down all the way to Hasaranga, they're in trouble. But it's them, because these guys are going to be looking, Knight Riders are going to be looking, saying, boys, that old one, what is that, Kill Darius? That story with Kill Darius, when Alexander said Kill Darius, you got to go for the king and then the soldiers disappear. You got to get 2 out of these 3 and you're in the game, because for one of them, 200 becomes too much.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't rule out a ridiculous innings by someone like Maxwell or Faf's in great form. So I wouldn't say it's completely over, you get 2 of them, but that middle order is what they've got to get to. If they get to that middle order with the spin kind of combinations that KKR have, I think it's going to be a tough chase.
Yeah. I'll tell you one guy who can whack it, though, and is supposed to be domestically a very good player of spin is Shahbaz Ahmed. And given that he went for about 25 in his, he's got a bit of a point to prove. So it'll be interesting.
So Jason Roy's out. Impact player is Suyash Sharma. There's a Suyash on both sides. Interesting. I don't know the last time that 2 Suyashes played in the same match. And of course, Faf has come in for... Don't laugh. Don't encourage me with this nonsense. And Faf has come in, obviously, as an impact sub. So he's going to be opening with Virat. You got pretty close. You had 192. Got to 200. So we're going to give you a round of applause.
Thank you.
Rule is 5, but I've relaxed it today.
Oh, come on.
Just relaxed
Come
it.
on.
It's fine, I relaxed it. Power play scores. Come on. Let's go again. Let's go again. Bangalore in the power play.
51.
Ooh, 55.
55. Where do I go? Where do I go? Up or down? I go, they got 66, I go 61.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. All right, so that's where we are. That's time for us. So we're going to go. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. I got conned the last time by Joy. Did not join Michael, so I had to go. This time you're going to go, and I feel I'm going to get conned by Michael, and then I'll have to go. So I'll be there in the Combox. Doesn't matter who comes. I can do this alone. In my sleep. Good night. See you in a bit.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction,
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad 50 express Boloboti station Netaji Bhavan कृपया ध्यान दें